Hello, everyone, and welcome to our February Cub Scout Roundtable. I am Vinny Close, Assistant Council Commissioner for Roundtable Program and Support for Great Trail Council, and we're happy that you've joined us tonight. We've got a lot of information to share with you over the next hour, so let's get started like we always do with the Pledge of Allegiance, the Scout Oath, and Scout Law.
Those in uniform, please salute. Those who are not, put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout Law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
All right. If you have some Cubs who would like to lead us in the Pledge, Scout Oath, or Scout Law, let us know in the chat, and we will contact you after the broadcast to make arrangements. So, we're going to start tonight with a special announcement about our organization and how we communicate with you. As you may know, this Saturday, February 8th, is our 115th birthday. And as was announced last May at the National Annual Meeting, the name of our organization will officially change on that day, as the Boy Scouts of America will begin doing business as Scouting America. What that means for us here in the Great Trail Council is that our website and email addresses are changing. Effective immediately, gtcbsa.org is now gtcscouting.org. And email addresses that used to end in gtcbsa.org now end in gtcscouting.org. Again, this change has already taken place, so make sure you update your website bookmarks and your email contact lists. It's been live for about 2 weeks now. We've had a lot of people already visiting the new site, so go check it out and make sure you've updated all of your bookmarks and contact lists. All right, up next is our safety moment, and this month it's about winter sports safety, and we have a slide that we'll put up on screen here to explain. So beyond camping, a number of cold weather activities present challenges to scouts and leaders, such as alpine or cross-country skiing, ice skating, sledding, ice fishing, and snowshoeing. Essential ingredients for fun include skill training and an awareness of the hazards unique to these activities. So, here are some key points we're going to put on a slide here that can help you safely have fun during your winter activities outdoors. And there is no slide, is there? There's no slide. Okay, well, I can read anyway. So, activities should be supervised by mature and conscientious adults. Participants should be aware of the potential dangers of any winter sport, and leaders should stress incident prevention by emphasizing proper technique. Help participants understand the need for using appropriate personal protective equipment, such as helmets for sledding, snowboarding, and skiing. Winter sports are more physically demanding. Leaders and youth should be physically fit and capable to participate. Be sure your equipment fits each person properly. During sledding, make sure that the hill is safe and free from obstacles. Keep sledding paths and participant return paths separate from each other. We see it every year, right? In the news, somebody gets hurt really bad on a sledding hill. Let's make sure that we work to prevent these injuries from happening. And finally, talk about and gain support for the basic rules for the activity before it begins. All right, we want to welcome those of you who have joined us online. We're happy that you've joined us. Now, to help us track attendance, please share your pack number and city with us in the live chat. And if you have any questions during this broadcast, let us know in the chat, and we'll get them answered either in the chat or live on air. All right, we're going to talk this month about winter and spring recruiting, and we'll begin that with our membership moment, where we're going to talk about winter NFAs, or normal friend activities. So normal friend activities are a popular recruitment tool. These activities are low-pressure pack or troop events where units invite non-scouting friends or families to join them for an afternoon or evening of fun. This is part of dynamic recruitment, where units look for ways to invite new members all year long. The focus of these activities is not advancement or recruitment even, but on scouts and their families getting to know one another and forming friendships. Normal friend activities are popular during spring and fall recruitment, but winter also offers lots of opportunities for fun activities. Some activity ideas include skiing, sled riding, ice skating, building snow people, or even service projects like shoveling sidewalks or clearing fire hydrants of snow. The great thing about these activities is that it's easy for scouts to invite their non-scouting friends. Getting outside and having fun may inspire them to want to do more with your unit. So, before the snow starts to fall, obviously this was written back before winter started, plan to incorporate some simple winter activities into your unit's calendar. Some might need to be on short notice depending on the weather. I know that with my troop. We've tried for I don't know how long to do a sled riding event on one of our troop nights, and it always seems that there's never any snow. So you might be doing things on short notice. Your unit's parents will be happy that the youth are out of the house and active, and you may add some new members and find some new friends. All right, time now for the first of our two hot topics for tonight, and it's a video that we have from the National Council on Recruitment Events. Now, these events don't plan themselves, so it's important to make sure that you have a plan in place to make sure that it's successful. Presenting the video tonight, it's our old friend Anthony Berger, National Director of Cub Scouting.
I once was visiting a local council office, and I came across an extensive library of old Cub Scout training materials from the 1950s. I asked if I could take some back with me to review, and one brochure was really interesting. It was about membership and how to effectively recruit families to join Cub Scouting. The method was a reflection of the time, as it was calling for hand-delivered letters inviting the family to join a pack on a special night. Welcome to Roundtable as we discuss recruitment events. There are several ways to recruit new families into Cub Scouting. In this roundtable, we're going to cover recruitment events that take a coordinated effort between your pack and your local council. Now, every council has a team of volunteers and staff who work for months developing a plan to recruit more Cub Scouts. We're going to share with you the common elements these recruitment plans usually have and things you can do to prepare. We will not be covering getting people to these events or the advertising needed to get people there. To learn more about techniques to advertising your recruitment event, work with your local council and check out their recruitment page on scouting.org. You can get there by scanning the QR code on the screen. The first step of any recruitment plan is to confirm a date, time, and location. This step is something that your council may be doing already based on the relationship with the school district or other community partners. What you can do is to reach out to your local council, preferably through your district executive, and ask what the plan is for your pack. There may be a kickoff meeting where this information is discussed with the Cub Scout packs in your area. If a parent or a group of parents have a good relationship with the school or schools that members of your pack attend, make sure to let your district executive know that and that you'd be willing to help. What you want to avoid is any duplication of effort. You and your district executive need to coordinate contacting any school to avoid miscommunication, which could lead to a failed campaign. Once the date, time, and location are confirmed, it is important to know the membership plan and expectations of your council's membership plan. This will help you understand that what you can do to make the event a success. Now, it bears repeating, knowing your council's membership plan is key before you start. Regardless of the details of your council's membership plan for a formal recruitment event, there are things you can do to prepare. Make sure your pack has things ready to welcome and get new families involved. The two things that have the greatest impact on this are having a packed program calendar and a parent meeting within 10 days of your formal recruitment event. To learn more about developing an annual program calendar, make sure to take the online training module at my.scouting. It's titled Annual Program Planning for Cub Scouting. This 18-minute course is part of the PAC Committee Chair Training and is available for anyone to take. There's also a Roundtable video titled Annual Planning Conference that will give you the answer to the question, what makes a great Cub Scout pack? You can view this video by scanning the QR code on the screen. Having a calendar of events and activities in addition to standard meeting dates and times will let new families work Cub Scouting into their current schedule. Formal recruitment events often have a lot going on, and with so much, this is usually not the time to get into the details of your pack operations. This is best done at a parents' meeting that is done within 10 days after your formal recruitment event. What this parents' meeting looks like has a lot to do with the culture of your pack and what type of pack community you have or are trying to build. To learn more about getting parents involved, there's an online training module titled Involving Adults in Cub Scouting. Now, this 9-minute module is part of each of the position-specific training tracks found on my.scouting. For additional support, check out the Roundtable videos titled Getting Parents Involved, Everyone Volunteers, and Parent to Leader. You can find these videos along with all the other Cub Scout Roundtable videos by scanning the QR code that's on the screen. Now, here are additional resources that you may find useful. Welcome New Cub Scout Family brochure. Welcome New Leader brochures. We also have resources on the PAC Committee page, and you can get them by scanning the QR code on the screen. We just covered 2 operational items to support your PAC's formal recruitment event. However, there's one thing that is the most important item, and it isn't found on a calendar, a website, or even a video. Preparing yourself and the others in your pack to be friendly and welcoming is the #1 factor in a successful recruitment event. Think of these 2 situations. One is where the pack has checked all the boxes and the pack has a calendar, it has a parent meeting scheduled, and all the support materials needed. But when a new family member walks in, they're not greeted. They're told to be quiet, to sit down. They see other adults and kids glued to their phones. And the other situation is where you may only have a calendar for the next 2 months, not the whole year. You didn't print it, but it's on your pack website. You don't have a stack of papers with all the details of your pack, but when a new family walks in, they're greeted at the door with a sincere welcome and are instantly engaged in a conversation about who they are and are told how much fun you and your child have in the program. They are told how you are looking forward to getting to know them, and they see adults who are engaged in conversations with each other. People enjoy being with each other. In our first example, the pack may have done everything by the book, but those things are strategic. It is your pack's culture that will drive real success. There is a book by Kurt Kaufman and Kathy Sorensen titled Culture Eats Strategy for Breakfast. It is true in business. It's also true for your pack. All right, now it's your turn. Consider these questions to discuss with your fellow leaders. What is your council's membership plan for formal recruitment events this year? What are some of the strategic things your pack does for formal recruitment events? What kind of culture does your pack have? How much effort do you and your fellow leaders spend on trying to build a pack community versus completing a to-do list? All right, that's it for this roundtable. I hope you found it useful. We'll see you next time.
Okay, thank you, Anthony. I've got with me Ken LaPaula. Did I say that right?
You said that correctly.
Ken is the Vice President for Membership for Great Trail Council. You're on the Council Executive Board, right?
Yep.
So we asked him to come in because they're having a meeting next door. and talk a little bit about our topic tonight is spring recruiting.
Okay.
So you were a Scoutmaster. I just learned a few seconds ago.
I was a Scoutmaster for 5 years, yeah.
For spring recruiting, what are some tips that you could maybe share with our Cub Packs for recruiting in the spring? Is it much different? Do you approach it differently than you would in the fall when you would typically be doing open houses and school nights?
You know, I don't think I would do anything much differently. You can always use any tool you used in the fall. You can use it in the spring. So join nights, flyers, banners, school talks, boy talk, girl talks, kid talks, however you want to call them talks. Those are effective. What I would do with my troop is it was a mantra. Every week I would say, hey, have you talked to your friends, neighbors, and relatives? Who is your friends, neighbors, and relatives? Okay, just talk to them. Those are the people we overlook all the time. They're at our homes. They're over on the weekends. We see them in school. We see them daily when we go on the school bus or whatever. Those are kids we talk to. And a lot of people talk about, a lot of people don't do things because the first thing is they're never asked. All right, you can have the greatest program in the world, and I do recommend keeping up a great program, but if you don't bring anyone in to see that program, you're not going to gain them.
Sure.
Okay. So you want to give them the program's the hook, but you got to get them in the door. All right. So as far as spring break or spring recruiting goes, friends, neighbors, and relatives, join nights, flyers, community events. That's one thing we're going to start emphasizing in the fall. Community events like 5Ks. If your Rotary Club's doing a rubber duck crawl in like the river, just be there. Wear a uniform. Just have a sign up. Ask them if you can have a kiosk or a little booth. That would work as well.
One of the things I saw when I was researching for tonight, they talked about maybe having booths at, say, high school basketball games. Have you ever done anything like that? Or
Personally, I have not.
Okay.
I have known some troops who have it. I'm from Warren. We have Warren Harding Raiders, and they have booths. They're band booster booths. Sometimes it's a different organization, and scout groups have gone in there. Howland High School, another local team, has done it as well. So you can just volunteer. A lot of times, you get a cut of the profits, or you get the whole profits. Depends on how you have to fill the booth. But don't have your banner up. The other thing is on games, basketball games, football games, volunteer to be the color guard. All right, be there, be present. We've done that. We've done it at Lakeview High School out in Cortland. But you want to get out there. You want to show what you do. You want to make sure your friends see you doing it, so that again they're going to ask you that question. They're going to come along.
Yeah. So one of the things earlier tonight we had our membership moment where I talked about doing normal friend activities, which are just fun events that there's no hard sell for joining. You're just getting out and maybe you're going bowling or you're going sled riding or skiing. Ever tried that with any of your units?
Yes. We did a joint ski weekend with some troops out of Pennsylvania. We went to Peak and Peak.
Okay.
That was fun. We brought extra people there, families. Families can go to those things. It's a funny story because one of our best scouts from my scout troop was Eagle Scout, senior patrol leader. He went on to YSU, became president of the student body at YSU. He joined scouting, never was a Cub Scout, joined scouting afterwards because his friends brought him to the meeting, and we were playing kickball that night. And he loves kickball, and it's because of kickball we're there. So doesn't have to be scouting. It's little things. It doesn't have to be scouting. Yeah, it's just something that gets the kids' attention.
Yeah.
And it's something that makes it fun because scouting's fun. Whatever gets it in his head that this is fun tonight, that'll get him to come back.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, you are on council board. You're the VP of membership. We did a survey a little over a year ago with unit leaders, and a lot of feedback from it was they would wish that they could get more help from councils and districts when it comes to recruiting. So you've got some initiatives that you want to talk about that are in the pipeline coming up.
We have some initiatives. We have one that's actually live.
Okay.
It's a website, allaboutscouts.com. That is actually maintained by us, by our council. It's not a national thing.
Two of your webmasters right here.
Right, there you go. That's why we know we're doing it. So that's a site. It's a great site for information about Troops Packs Post. It takes you on to different links and gives you some backgrounds. What we're working on in the future, so it's a one-stop shop for all of us, is we want to have a resource link at the bottom for units. So suggestions on your join night. Give you 3 or 4 suggestions. We're going to ask for your feedback on those too. What worked for you, what didn't work for you. Resources online, graphics, things like these are a variety of things. Again, we're working on it. It's not live, but it's there. We also plan in the summertime is we are going to be at summer camp, and we are going to do training for the Scoutmaster minutes in the mornings, but we also want to be there during Cub Day Camp and Weevil camps, or wherever they may be, to also promote these same ideas. So we're developing a training module right now to bring those to summer camp, to day camps, to web weeks. Well, I can't think of the name of it. Weeblos Week. Thank you. Yeah. Weeblos Woods.
Weeblos Woods.
Thank you. Yes. Gosh, it's been a while. I was a Cubmaster too. I hate to admit that now, but anyway, so we want to go to those events and also bring these and take these live. So a website resource, a link for the resource, and also physically going out and training people.
Yeah, and I'll say too, one thing that I like about All About Scouts is that it actually is information all about Scouts. You know, beascout.org is wonderful because it has that locator map where you put in your zip code and it tells you all the units that are in your area, but that's all it tells you about. Whereas our website, All About Scouts, has all the information of what you want to know about Scouts. What is it? What do you do? How often do you meet? You know, how is it structured? It has all that information. And then there's a link to beascout.org to say, okay, great, I'm interested. Now let's go find a unit.
Right.
So we've been telling units, I know we've been doing it here in Roundtable and every place that we go, is to direct units. If you're going to give people, for more information, send them to All About Scouts instead of Be a Scout. Not that Be a Scout isn't bad, it's just all that provides them is a place to look for a unit. It doesn't tell them anything about Scouting.
Right, they do things differently.
Yes.
Okay, so along that same lines with allaboutscout.com and your Be a Scout pin, we are we're working on it. We've got one banner out, but we're going to have banners. You're going to see banners everywhere with the allaboutscout.com link on there. Put some QR codes and stuff. And the idea is we want to develop in the council a climate of recruiting so that's just comes off your tongue. If you see somebody in the mall, you're going to talk to them about scouting. If you're at your baseball games, your team events, talk about scouting. It's just what you do. Right now, we seem to kind of keep back from that. But allaboutscouts.com is great. Yeah. It's a great tool, but also make sure your Be a Scout pin is up to date.
Yes.
And if you're not familiar with how to do that, find out how to do it. I think you'll have a link here.
We've got links, we've got videos.
Do get that up to date, because that's how some outside sources are going to find you.
Right, and National has even said, because they started a marketing campaign back in the fall, that visits to beascout.org were up, I think it's like 30% from over a year ago. So obviously their marketing efforts are working, but that also means if your Be a Scout pin is not up to date, then people can't find your unit.
Right.
So that's very important.
And believe it or not, we're finally coming out of the COVID hump as far as recruiting. So that's why we're seeing that little bump.
And I know, because I'm an assistant scoutmaster myself, how, it used to just be that you could sit back and wait for the Cub Scouts to come, and COVID really, really decimated a lot of the packs, and it's just now coming back to the point where maybe next year's Weebles that will be Arrow of Lights next year, those are starting to be the large numbers again.
Okay, but now that brings up a good point. What we want is make sure units don't think, I can only wait for Cubs to come to my unit to grow.
Absolutely.
And I can only do join nights to get Cub Scouts.
Right.
We want that constant climate where you're thinking about doing it, trying different things, and being out in the public.
Yeah,
but yes,
we've been talking about that here the last couple, in our membership moments, just that recruiting is year-round. You shouldn't always just say, oh, we only recruit in September and October during join nights. No, it's a year-round process.
Right.
All right. Anything else on the council level that you guys are working on?
Those are some major things we're developing. There's some other tools we have done, and we're talking about. Some of them have actually gone live as well, but they're more of an internal thing. Okay. But hopefully you'll see a increase in membership because of those things. So so far we're seeing some good results from some of the tools we've been developing. Yep.
Well, Ken, thank you for coming. I
Vincent,
appreciate
thank
it. Ken LaPaula, he's the VP of membership for the council. And Sherry Buck is raising her hand, which means she has a question. Must be from the chat. Sherry,
what's the question? Why are you standing so close?
Okay, so this doesn't have anything to do with membership. However, it is a question that came up during that, so I thought I'd ask now.
All right.
A person wants to know how they order the T-shirts that is part of the adventure fee. Is that done by the pack, or do the parents order them in some way?
Okay, I'll answer that. Right now, they're finalizing the shirts, getting the sponsorships and getting a vendor for those. So as soon as those are available, we'll let you know. But they are coming, and they are being actively worked on, but those shirts will be available here by spring.
And it's the packs that will be
It's an
coordinating the count. I mean, it's not like individual families ordered. Or how are they going to get the numbers to
the numbers of what you're going to do is your pack is going to contact the office, and the office will have that information on the shirt. So if you want to pre-order so they can help get those numbers for them, go ahead and contact.
So that way they'll have the quantities and the sizes and the program levels.
Correct,
Okay.
correct. But they'll be asking for you that soon. But that is happening.
That's done at the pack level, not an individual family level, correct?
I would say at this point, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That detail, I'll be honest with you, I don't know that detail of it. But if you organize it from the pack level, both will work.
Okay. It makes sense anyway
Yeah.
to just coordinate it centrally within the pack.
Yep.
Any other? We're good. All right.
We're good.
Well, thank you, Ken.
All right, Vinny.
Appreciate you coming.
Anytime.
All right. So, even though we've been talking about winter and spring activities, we want to turn our thoughts for a moment to summer, specifically Cub Scout Summer Camp. Registration is now open for Cub Day Camp and Cub Overnight Camp. And we've got a slide that we're going to put on screen right now. So, as I said, registration opened on Monday for day camp and overnight camp. You can see that we have 5 dates for day camp. 4 of them are 3-day events, and then we have 1 that is a week-long 5-day event. And day camp is open to all Cub Scouts at all program levels. We have then overnight camp, and we're going to talk a little bit about this more in a few minutes, but there are 2 sessions for that. They are 4-day, 3-night sessions at Camp Manitowoc. And this is different than in the past. You may recall this event used to be called Webelo's Resident Camp. It's now called Cub Scout Overnight Camp. And it is open to Cub Scouts who will be Wolf, Bear, Webelo, or Arrow of Light. Basically, if you will be in 2nd through 5th grade in the fall of 2025. Now, we'll cover this in a few minutes here when we talk more about overnight camp, but PACs will register and pay for overnight camp as a unit. And we've got some more details coming up on that. If you want all the information, if you want to start registration for day camp or overnight camp, you can see the link there at the bottom of the screen, and that will take you to our page for that registration and for more information as well. And Sherry Buck, you had your hand raised. I'm guessing you had a question?
Yes, another question regarding the adventure fee.
Okay.
How do we use the camping credit that is included in the adventure fee?
So the way that is working, and Steve, I think you maybe know, if not, so an amount per person for the credits is going to be, if it hasn't already been put in there, it will be soon, it will be put into your unit account at council. There was some information sent out earlier to the Cub committee chairs and also the troop committee chairs with the information on how to access these accounts if you haven't done so already. So look for that. It will just be a credit in there. Technically, you don't even have to use it for camping. You could use it for paying for awards at the scout shop. You don't have to. That was something that some of the units requested. You can use it for tent camping. You can use it for cabin camping to pay for all or part of a cabin rental. But look for that dollar amount shortly in your unit account at the council level. If you got any questions, feel free to call the council during normal business hours, Monday through Friday, and somebody will be happy to help you if you're not set up with accessing your unit account, or if you have questions about that, they'll be happy to do that. All right, so to give you an idea, back to day camp here, to give you an idea of what to expect at day camp, we have Wendy Greathouse the camp director for the Canal District's day camp session, who's going to explain in this video what you can expect at day camp. Wendy.
Great Trail Council's theme for day camp this year is Dig into Scouting. And Canal District is really excited. The dates we're running day camp are July 10th, 11th, and 12th at Camp Butler. During day camp, families can expect to experience shooting sports like archery, BB gun, slingshot. We'll be down at the lake in the canoes. We'll swim. We're going on an actual archaeological dig. Scouts will make their own volcanoes. We'll have visitors from the Sheriff's Department and the Fire Department. We'll have the sensory bus there again this year. Our scouts will fish, play group games, and generally learn an awful lot about archaeology. Look at some of the fun things we have ready. Scouts this year will be sorted into groups of ancient civilizations. They'll find out what can be left and how archaeologists and anthropologists figure out how people used to live. They'll open geodes. They'll dig and find fossils. They'll put together bones. They'll find really cool dinosaur things. They'll look through microscopes at things like bugs in amber. We'll have a lot of fun with dinosaurs, and we'll learn how to use the tools that archaeologists and anthropologists use as they go through their job. All of Great Trail Council's day camps are nationally accredited. They are safe, they are fun, and it's time to sign up, guys. All of our registrations are open now. Please make certain that you register. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Sherry. Before we go on, Sherry Buck, you have another question that came up in the chat that we wanted to answer online. It was more about the T-shirts, I believe.
Yes, it is. The question is, should we be ordering shirts for next year's rank, or will the next group of shirts be out in time for kids in the fall to get one that matches their den?
Okay, so what we have been told for that is there will be 2 orders. There will be one in the spring, and then there will be a second order that you'll be able to place in the fall for any new scouts that join in the fall. So you'll be ordering the shirts now. They'll come in early spring, and then they'll get them sometime in the spring. But then there will be there'll be a second opportunity in the fall for the new scouts if you need to do another order or whatever. Is that good?
And then to add to that, all the unit leaders will be notified by email when it's time to place those orders in the spring.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. All right. Thank you for that. There's some other questions that Sherry will be answering in the live chat. All right. Back to our Cub Scout Summer Camp. For overnight camp, we have some notes here from Kip Shipley, our overnight camp director, who wasn't able to be here tonight. By the way, good luck tonight, Hoban Wrestling. But he left me some notes to share regarding our new expanded overnight camp. So this year, we are excited to announce that your Cub Scout has more options than ever before. Scouts have been attending Manitowoc since 1923. Through the years, the location, size, and facilities of the camp may have changed. However, the purpose has not. The purpose is to provide and maintain quality program opportunities that allow youth and adults to provide service to others, build self-confidence, have affection for the outdoors, reinforce spiritual values, develop integrity, and acquire leadership skills so that Scouts and Scouters can say, it was all we hoped for and more. So, Great Trail Council is thrilled to announce that we are now running a Cub Scout Overnight Camp. What does this mean? It means that beginning this summer in 2025, we are expanding this 4-day, 3-night camping experience to include Cub ranks from Wolf through Arrow of Light. Scouts will eat in the historic Manitowoc Dining Hall. They will sleep in the same tents that our Scouts BSA members do, and they will engage in age-appropriate scouting activities, ensuring a memorable and inclusive experience for all. Now, to facilitate this change, we are updating the registration process that parallels how we register participants for Scouts BSA Summer Camp. Participants will first register as a pack, with an adult leader functioning as the pack's registration contact. The unit registration for Cub Overnight Camp opened up earlier this week on February 1st. The unit's registration contact will create a unit account and access the event registration system to select an available campsite for the pack, input the expected number of youth and adults expected to attend. It's not cast in stone. We're not going to hold you to it if you don't match those numbers. But you will also pay a $100 deposit to secure the reservation. You're going to go to scoutingevent.com with a web address that we'll have on screen here in a minute to make that unit reservation. Now, the participant registration part of it for both Scouts and adults will open on April 28th. The registration contact will access the unit's reservation and then add the individual participants to the unit reservation at that time. The cost for youth participants is $285. Now, Great Trail Council Scouts will receive a $25 discount off of that youth participant cost as part of the adventure fee program. The cost for adult participants is $90. And the Leader's Guide will be published by the end of February, and it will be online on on manitowoc.org once it's published. Now, let's talk about the adventures, because we all want to know, what do we do at overnight camp? So Camp Manitowoc will offer Cub Scout adventures in the following program areas in 2025. Now, only select requirements will be completed at camp because of time constraints and the nature of the requirements. You're going to want to review the adventures so that additional requirements could be completed either before your stay or after you return from camp. Completed requirements for each adventure for each rank will be posted at a later date. So the program areas that they're going to have out at overnight camp are boating, fishing, handicraft, nature, outdoor skills, the pool, range and target activities, a special activity, and the climbing tower. Now, we have a meeting coming up 2 weeks from tonight for leaders to learn about overnight camp and how to register. We've got that on screen right now. So this leaders meeting, again, as I said, is going to take place 2 weeks from tonight, February 20th at 6:30 p.m. right here at the council office in Stowe. Now, please note, this is a change of date as it was originally scheduled for March 20th. It's now February 20th. Now, since registration for overnight camp will be done at the pack level, as I just said, you will need to know how to register as well as what to expect. Note that there are capacity limits for both day and overnight camps. You can see the link down there at the bottom. It's free to register, but we do want to know to have a head count as far as how many people that they're planning to expect, make sure they got enough chairs set up and all of that. But you can see the link there at scoutingevent.com. And again, that's 2 weeks from tonight, 6:30 to 8, right here at the Great Trail office in Stowe. All right. Well, I have with me now, I have Joshua Grove. He is Cubmaster for Pack 3048 in Akron. Welcome to our little play here.
Thank you, Vinny. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. I'm glad to be able to share some information with everybody.
We're happy to hear. So we brought you on to talk about, we've been talking the last few minutes about day camp and overnight camp. We brought you here because your unit is one of the largest, if not the largest, percentage of your scouts that attend Cub Summer Camp.
Okay.
So, can you share with everybody at home, what's your secret sauce? How is it that you get such a high percentage? It's in the 90s, I believe, is what we'd say. 96% of your youth attend either day camp and or overnight camp. So what's your secret sauce?
So I think one of the things that really works for us is we have kind of made it a culture of our program. You know, we talk about different units do different things as far as some have their Cub Scouting programs go year-round. We're not a year-round. We know that there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of our Cubs are involved in spring and summer sports, so we don't want to interfere with that and step on those toes or have them have to choose. But we still have activities. So things like we participated for years in the Rubber Ducks campouts. We do day camp.
That's
we
a
do
fun
resident
camp out, by the way,
camp.
that Rubber Ducks camp out.
It is.
If
It's
you've
been a
never done
blast.
it, camping on a baseball field is a really cool thing.
But we make that part of our culture, so they know that that happens. And we start off in January at our PAC meeting. We make sure that everybody knows that these are things that are coming up. Our summer activities, we've got our yearly calendar. They know that there's going to happen. But we turn around and we reintroduce it to them at that time. And one of the big things is we turn around and say, okay, how many of our scouts and adults have gone to day camp? And hands go up everywhere, parents and youth alike. And then, of course, it's always, okay, if you didn't have fun, you can put your hand down. And everybody's hand stays up because everybody has fun. And I hype them up and even have them turn around and, you know, yell out if they had fun. And even for the new families that have not been, they get that opportunity to see that everybody else is enjoying, everybody else is having fun, and it's something that they want to do. And we talk about the activities, being able to go and participate at the lake, at the pool, archery range, BB range. Those are big sellers even when we're doing our fall and spring recruiting. Because everybody hears that and they're like, oh, I want to go do that. It may only be happening at camp or at a council activity, but that's still something that they can do. So we remind them this is where it is. The other thing that I think really works for us is we try to do what we can to help incentivize it for the families. So one of the big things is when we do our popcorn sales in the fall, we make sure to let the parents know that part of the money that they raise will help cover that cost. So if their scout sells X amount of popcorn, it can be used towards those summer activities. That gives them a goal to reach to make sure they can do it. We've seen that work for years and years at the troop level. You know, sell this amount of popcorn, it covers summer camp. Well, sell this amount of popcorn, you can do day camp. And if you're not old enough to do residential camp or the overnight Cub camps, then that's okay. You could switch it up. Or if you want to do both and you are an older scout in the pack, then yes, we know we need to sell this much. And it really does, and it helps us bring that in as well. But it also gets them involved. And we encourage the parents to go. This is not just for the youth. Get your parents involved, because if the parents are having fun doing it, even if they're only able to come out for one of the days. You know, having the extra chaperones there, having the extra support there, and them coming out and having fun. I've seen parents that have come up to me at the end and go, I haven't had this much fun since I was a kid. I want to do this again next year. And I'm like, good, I'm going to talk to you because I need extra help. And it's great. And that's kind of how we do it. What works for one is not going to work for everybody, but you turn around and you try to find what works. When you can get those few to come in and start it off and really make it a habit and a culture within your pack, you can get them coming back year after year, and then you start to get siblings coming, and then you start to get families coming. And we've had day camp where literally the entire family, mom, dad, all the kids and the siblings, everybody comes out, and it becomes a couple of days that they get away.
Now, do you all go to the same session, or if a family can't make it, say, to the Canal session, do you say, well, okay, well, go to the one that Crooked River's putting on, or Soaring Eagle, and as long as you're going to day camp, that's what's most important. Does that ever happen?
It has. We encourage everybody to go together. Being part of the pack and having that unit together works really well. But no, we always offer, if for some reason your schedule doesn't allow it, because we also turn around and our pack, one of our other summer activities is we meet in August. We either have some kind of pool party or picnic or whatever to plan our year. And so everybody says, okay, well, this is what we know is going to work for most of our families. ahead of time. So they may have already had a family vacation planned out for next summer. And if we got a lot of people that can't make Canal's Day Camp, we may look at one of the other ones to see what works best for the unit. But we always encourage everybody to participate and to attend. These are opportunities that many of our volunteers here in the council have put a lot of hard work and dedication to. I've helped out on day camp and resident camp staff. A lot of our leaders have. I know in the Canal District, some of our leaders worked for years. Some of our former Cubmaster ran it for a couple of years. So we've had a lot of strong ties to it to help to know that it builds and it grows and it makes it important for the youth. So yeah, but if they can't make one, absolutely, let's make another one. If we've got to split it up, that's fine. We want everybody to go together, but
that's
we really
the most important thing is you want everybody to go. Yes, you'd like to all go together, but if it's not possible, there's 4 other dates that they can choose from to potentially attend one of those.
We actually just did that with the freeze out camp freeze out camp that they did this last weekend. We had some families that said, "Well, I can't make a morning session. Can I do an afternoon?" So, well, you can, but it just might not be with your district.
Your district,
or
with other scouts,
or with our scouts that we know. But we had a lot of scouts that were able to go at different times,
and they can make new friends.
Exactly, and they have a blast, and it's about having fun. And showing that the scouting program is fun, because if they're having fun, they're going to want to come back.
So speaking of that real quick, since I am going to talk about freeze-outs in a minute, you had scouts go to the ones last weekend?
We did. I hate to say it, I wasn't able to go myself, and I'm very sad about that.
Have you got any feedback, though, from those scouts? Have you talked to any of them?
I have. We had our meeting on Monday, and the parents, the youth, everybody that went came back and said, this was awesome. We had some of our scouts that actually went out and some of our Arrow of Lights that went out and participated with the troop in some of the activities at Klondike.
Klondike, sure.
And they got a chance to do this, and they're like, it's like day camp and resident camp. It's just a little bit more involved, or a little less involved, but it's the same kind of programs. It's the same activities. We're having a blast with it. We love it. We want to do it again.
That's great.
So
yeah, and if you missed it, we're going to talk a little bit later on. There is still one more session that you have a chance to attend. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Anything else you want to talk about as far as your secret sauce for day camp? Do you do some sort of activity in the summer months each month?
So we try to make sure that there is something for our families each month that we have out there. Sometimes because of how things fall, sometimes we might get 2 in one month, 1 in another month, or we might have a month where we, like May might not get something, but we wind up doing 2 things. But yes, we always try, like I said, the rubber ducks has always been good for us, so we're normally doing rubber ducks as long as we can coordinate that. Always day camp, always resident camp. And then we try to do a family trip. And we actually have about 5 or 6 places that we have gone to over the years, and we cycle through them now. So after, like I said, 5 or 6 years, you turn around and go, oh, okay, well, the scouts that went the last time are now in the troop. So we got people that haven't been before, but we can bring the troop in to type it up. And sometimes we even invite the older scouts and older families to come back and say, hey, do you want to come with us?
Yeah, that's great.
And there are a lot of opportunities just within a couple of hours of our Great Trail Council that are phenomenal for your scouts to get out and do stuff. Some of it's overnight, some of it's just for the day, but we have a blast doing it.
And it's important to remember there's the new Cub Summertime Fun Adventure. All you've got to do is 3 summertime activities between May and the end of August, and you earn that adventure. Day camp counts, overnight camp counts, sleeping on the center field at the Rubber Ducks games. It's a lot of fun. For those of you that are out east, out in the Stambad District, the Mahoning Valley Scrappers also do a scout night, so you don't always have to come to Akron if you want to do that, but they are very cool. I did it with my son when he was a Cub Scout. He got to hit home wiffle balls over the center field fence, and they show a movie on the Jumbotron.
It's awesome.
It's a lot of fun. So yeah, that's good to do. Well, Josh, thanks for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you for doing this, and we'll see you on the trail.
Yeah, see you down the trail somewhere.
Absolutely.
So.
All right, thanks,
Thank you
Josh.
so much.
All right, it's time now for. Oh, I'm sorry. Before we do that, I do have. No, we are going to go to our second topic. where we're going to cover Cub Scout camping. We're on the topic for day camp and overnight camp. We're going to talk specifically as it relates to pack and den camping and what you need to know and do in order to pull off a successful campout. Back with us is Anthony Berger, who got a shave in between videos to give us this presentation.
Serenity of an Autumn Camping Trip by M.L. Kaiser. In the bliss of an early autumn evening, my tent pitched beneath evergreens, as sunset sky fades to periwinkle dreams, I inhale the crisp breeze and catch a whiff of ozone. A crow caws from the nearby birches, and I spot a raccoon swiping leftover trout from a plate near the fire. Sweet scent of pine captivates my senses, obliterated by a puff of smoke as Joe tosses another log on the fire. Sparks crackle like fireflies invading the coming dusk. Serenity is oneness with nature. Out here, a soul can just be, reminding me that life can be rapturous if you allow it. Welcome to Roundtable as we discuss camping with Cub Scouts. Camping and the other outdoor program is a key element to the overall scouting experience. Camping and Cub Scouting is one optional way to enjoy the outdoors with your pack. In today's roundtable, we're going to discuss the different ways you can go camping with your Cub Scouts. A reminder that watching this video does not take the place of official BSA training. Roundtable videos are designed to keep you informed on proper procedures and policies. As always, when planning any activity, use the SAFE or SAFE checklist and reference the online version of the Guide to Safe Scouting. If you've not already done so, check out the Roundtable video about the SAFE checklist titled SAFE. In all Cub Scout camping situations, Cub Scout youth should attend the camping event with their parents or legal guardians. We do have some accommodations to this though. For kindergartners, lions, and first grade tigers, they must have their parent or legal guardian present and provide active supervision during overnight campouts. Now, for all other ranks, second grade through fifth grade, only in exceptional circumstances, a Cub Scout whose parent or legal guardian cannot attend a unit overnight camping trip may participate under the supervision of another registered adult member of the BSA, a parent of a Cub Scout who is also attending. The unit leader and parent or legal guardian must agree to the arrangement, and all youth protection policies apply. At no time may another adult accept responsibility for more than one additional non-family member youth. This allows for the situation where the parent of a Cub Scout who is planning to attend gets called away. Perhaps they get called into work, or there's another family member they need to attend to. This is an example where the parent can ask a registered adult leader who's attending the campout with their child to be responsible for their Cub Scout for the campout so the Cub Scouts can still attend. Time to start off with my favorite type of Cub Scout camping, and that is council or district organized Cub Scout campouts. I love these events as Cubmaster because all I had to do was get my families there. Once at the campout, all the program and fun was already scheduled. Now, the leaders of our pack would use the campout as a way to get to know the families in our pack. It helped us build friendships and increase parent involvement. It just made it easier to recruit the best people for key positions, such as den leaders or future pack committee chairs. Those families that attended campouts stayed in our pack longer than those who didn't attend. A council or district organized Cub Scout campout is an event that is put on by your local council or district. Now, the name of these events are made up locally, so you may hear them call Cub Family Campout or Fall Family Camp or Spookery or Tiger Growl. Regardless of what the name of the event is, it is a requirement of the local council to conduct the activity in accordance with the National Camp Accreditation Program. The National Camp Accreditation Program is one in which the local council conducts a thorough evaluation of their properties, safety procedures, program, and staff development to deliver a safe and fun camping experience in accordance to BSA policies and industry best practices. The next type of Cub Scout camping is pack organized campouts. This is where your pack conducts a campout on their own. As with all overnight camping experiences, you must have at least one registered adult leader in your pack who has completed basic adult leader outdoor orientation or BLUE. This person is responsible for helping the pack plan the campout, what activities will be done on the campout, and ensuring that all safety standards are met during the campout. Now, effective September 1st, 2023, Cub Scout packs may camp for up to 2 nights. All pack overnight camping must be conducted at a location that has been approved by your local council using the Pack Overnight Site Appraisal Form. You can access this form by scanning the QR code on the screen. Packs may not conduct their own Pack Overnight Site Appraisal Form. This must be conducted by your local council. Conducting a pack organized campout is an option that some packs take full advantage of. And you may encounter these packs at a council organized campout. They're pretty easy to spot. They're the ones with a campsite with tents and neat rows and a kitchen with everything, including a kitchen sink. I'm not kidding. I remember a pack that was so into camping, they made a kitchen sink and used a battery-powered hot water heater to have hot and cold running water in their camp kitchen. When you encounter a pack like this, just remember, they didn't start out that way. They made the decision that they were going to commit the time and resources to build up their pack camping equipment. It took them years to get to that point, and this is how they built their pack community. The last type of Cub Scout camping is when Webelos go camping as a den or go camping with a troop. Remember that Webelos are still in Cub Scouting, so Cub Scout rules and not Scouts BSA rules apply. Only Webelos and Arrow of Light dens may conduct den-coordinated campouts. Den camping only includes the 4th grade Webelos or 5th grade Arrow of Light youth. As with pack-coordinated campouts, the den must have a BLUE trained adult leader in attendance, and all youth protection policies apply. Now, each scout should attend with their parent or a guardian, and a Webelos or Arrow of Light scout whose parent or legal guardian cannot attend a den overnight camping trip may participate under the supervision of at least 2 registered adult leaders. The leaders and a parent or legal guardian must agree to the arrangement, and all youth protection policies apply. 5th grade Arrow of Light Scouts may attend Scouts BSA troop campouts, but they do follow Cub Scout camping policies, including having a BLUE trained leader. Arrow of Light Scouts may also attend council-coordinated Scouts BSA events as a day visitor or may camp out overnight. They also follow Cub Scout camping policies, including having a BLUE trained leader. For all activities that Arrow of Light Scouts participate in, the age-appropriate guidelines for scouting activities must be followed. All right, now it's your turn. Consider these questions to spark a conversation with other leaders and parents. How often does your pack go camping? What do you like about council-organized campouts? What do you like about pack-organized campouts? What traditions does your pack have when they go camping? If none, what about creating some? What did you learn in this roundtable that you will bring back to your pack? That's it for this roundtable. I look forward to seeing you at the next roundtable.
All right, thank you, Anthony. Now, if you'd like more information on Cub Scout camping and Great Trail Council, the policies, the forms, and more, you can visit this link that you see right there on the bottom of your screen, and that will take you to our Manitowoc camping website that has all the information you've ever wanted to know about Cub Scout camping. All right, before we go on, Sherry Buck, you've got a question that came in through the chat regarding camping and more about the adventure fee, right?
Yes, Vinny. The question is, for the adventure fee discount for summer camp, how will they see that that discount has been applied?
All right, so for that, the discount will be applied when you're making your reservations on the website. The discount will be applied at checkout. And one important thing to remember with the discount will be applied for the time of day or whatever that you make your reservations. So we'll use day camp as the example. It's $85 is the early bird fee for the 3-day sessions, and it goes up to $95 if you've missed the early bird fee. The $25 discount is applied at the time that you make it. So if you missed the early bird and now it's at the $95 rate, you're going to get your adventure fee discount applied on that $95 rate. So it's important to get it in before the early bird deadline expires, but it will be applied at checkout. And this counts for any adventure fee activity that has a discount applied to it, whether that's day camp and overnight camp, whether that's Scouts BSA summer camp, Klondike Derby, any of these events that have a discount, they will be applied at checkout. And you're going to have as many credits in your unit account as you have youth that you paid the adventure fee for. All right? Any other questions on the chat before we move on, Sherry? I'm just shaking her head no. So, okay. So up next, we have a topic that came about as a result of feedback that we got from viewers like you and our district roundtable commissioners who requested that we do a presentation on what awards are available to adults in the Cub Scout program. So we've got a slide for that. So let's show that now. So these are the unit leader awards that are available to adult leaders in packs. The first is the Den Leader Training Award. You can see it's a square knot and a medal. The award is based on taking training, doing tenure, meaning you've served at least a year as den leader, as well as meeting performance objectives for the members of your den. Now, the cool thing about this award is you can earn this award in each year of your tenure. So if you're a den leader for 3 years, you could conceivably earn this Den Leader Training Award 3 times because it's a different den each year. Now, you're only going to earn the medal once, but you could earn the award itself more than once. If you've been in the program for a while, you may recall seeing in the past separate Den Leader Awards for Tiger Den Leaders and Webelos Den Leaders. They've done away with those separate awards, and now there is just a singular Den Leader Award for all levels of den leaders, whether from Lion all the way through Arrow of Light. So just a single Den Leader Training Award. The next up, this is the Scouters Training Award. You can see this is also a medal and a square knot for your uniform. And it is available to all Scouters at all program levels. So Cubmaster, Assistant Cubmaster, Den Leader, Assistant Den Leader, Committee Chair, all of these, you're eligible to earn this. And it is based on training, taking your basic training needed for your position, plus taking supplemental training, plus either attending University of Scouting, which will be in November this year, or attending roundtables like you're doing now. And then there's also some performance objectives that you'll earn as well with that. Next is the Scouter's Key. Now, this is only available to unit leaders. Unit leaders are defined as Cubmaster, Scoutmaster, Venture Crew Advisor, Sea Scout Skipper. It's also available to people on your district committee as well as people like me that are commissioners. And it is based on training. Also tenure. You have to be in your position for 3 years if you're a Scoutmaster, district committee member, or a commissioner, 2 years for everybody else, and performance objectives. The next is the District Award of Merit. Now this doesn't have a medal, it's only it's not even a square knot, it's an embroidered overhand knot, but it is available to registered Scouters, any registered adult at any level in any program, who render service of an outstanding nature at the district level. Now this one is by nomination only. You can't just fill out a form and do this yourself. It's only earned by nomination only. Next is a similar award, which is the Silver Beaver Award. It is a medal that you wear around your neck as well as an embroidered square knot. And like the District Award of Merit, this is available to registered Scouters who render service of an outstanding nature at the council level. And it is available only, like the district one, by nomination only. For information on all these awards, you can see the address at the bottom of the screen at scouting.org. And there are forms that you can download and fill out for those that do not require a nomination, and you can earn the award that way. So, we like the feedback that we get from these. So if you've got ideas for future topics that you'd like us to cover, let us know in the chat. Let your district commissioner know or your roundtable commissioner know. Just like this was a topic that came up by suggestion, we'd like to hear from you as well. All right, next we want to share the calendar of upcoming events to make sure that you have these events on your pack or den calendar so that you can save the date. All right, so we got the slide that we're going to put up. It's going to share some of these events here. The first that we've got is Cub Scout Rangemaster training. We've got a lot of range and target activities coming up, and we need rangemasters for these. There are 4 opportunities for you to do these. Now remember, you can do these. If you saw last month, Nate Watson was here that talked about packs will be able to put on their own range and target events, provided they do it with trained rangemasters and they do it at a council camp. So the dates that you can see there on screen, we've got 1 each in February, March, April, and May. It's from 9 to 5 p.m. and it is out at Camp Stambaugh. Den chief training. If you're a den leader and you have a den chief, if you're a den leader and you don't have a den chief, please call your nearest troop and tell them that you would like a den chief. They are great ambassadors for the program and they can be great helpers. Dens and packs that have den chiefs, we know, we have the data. They have better retention and better crossover rates into Scouts BSA than those dens and packs that don't have den chiefs. So, if you have a den chief, let them know about this upcoming training. This is an in-person training on Saturday, March 1st from 8:30 to noon out at the Camp Manitowoc Lewis Conference Center. This is an event that is covered under the Scouts of BSA's adventure fee. So this is one of those trainings that normally there used to be a fee for this. It's now covered with the adventure fee. Up next, we talked about it a few minutes ago, Cub Scout Freeze-Outs. There is a final session coming up. It is going to be hosted by Crooked River District on March 1st from 1 to 5 out at Camp Manitowoc. This is a date change. This was originally scheduled for this coming Saturday. It's been pushed out to March 1st. So if you missed the previous freeze-outs from last weekend, you still have one more chance to go. Or if you like them so much and you want to go again, you can go. It costs you $10 because the adventure fee only covers one time going. But you can go out to there. The sign-up you can see at the bottom of the screen there is to get to all of the calendar events. Next up is Cub Scout leader-specific training. Every Scout deserves a trained leader, and this is your opportunity to go get that training. So this is for Cubmasters, assistant Cubmasters, den leaders, assistant den leaders, and committee members. There are 2 sessions available. They are each from 8:30 to 1 p.m. The first is on March 15th at Canfield United Methodist Church in Canfield. And the second one is on April 26th at St. Stephen Lutheran Church in Stowe. Next, we have the Stambaugh District Pinewood Derby, for those of you out east in the Stambaugh District. That is going to be on March 15th. We don't have the location for that yet. They're still working on that location. Hopefully by next roundtable, we'll have that information for you. One thing to remember about the District Pinewood Derby, it is no longer a qualifier event. Everybody that is a Cub Scout can attend their district's Pinewood Derby. It's no longer the top 3 in your pack or anything like that. This is for everybody, and it's free as part of the adventure fee. Next up for training for adults is Baloo training. You saw it in Anthony Berger's video a few minutes ago. Baloo training is required at the Cub Scout level. You have to have at least one person who has taken Baloo training at every camp out that you do. It's preferable to have more than one, so that way if you have that one person has to leave for whatever reason, if you didn't have another person that is Baloo trained, you would have to cancel the camp out at that point because you would no longer be in compliance there. So this is an overnight training event. It is April 12th and 13th. That's a Saturday, Sunday at Camp Stambaugh, and it is $35 a person. That's basically to cover the meals as well as some program materials. Finally, Cub Scout range and target activities events. These are going to start April 26th and run all the way through October 11th, and they are going to be at Camps Manitowoc, Butler, and Stambaugh. There are too many of them to list on screen here because There's so many of them going on, but this is your opportunity to come out as a pack. You'll have the opportunity to do BB guns, archery, and wrist rockets. So that is what's coming up as far as that goes, and you can find all the details on that as well. And you can see here, we want to mention this real quick. Coming up next Saturday on February 14th, just in time for next Friday, February 14th, just in time for Valentine's Day, we have our Spring Flower fundraiser that is starting. So this is a great way for Scouts to earn money towards summer camp. And the baskets make beautiful Mother's Day gifts. The baskets will be in time for delivery for Mother's Day. If you want to sign up your unit and get all of the details, you can see the address right there at the bottom of your screen at gtcscouting.org/flower sale. Okay, Sherry, you have a question before we move on?
Yes, someone is asking if the Baloo training is now free per the adventure fee.
It is not. That is, I'm going off what the information that's been provided on the council website, where it says that it's a $35 fee to attend that. If that changes, we'll obviously let you know, but as of right now, because the information I gathered for this presentation, it said on that event item that it is a charge. If we get any updated information, we will let you know either here in a future roundtable, or we'll also publish it on the roundtable page on the gtcscouting.org website. We'll also publish it on social media as well. And another question, Sherry.
I just want to make a comment. It is in the chat, but I also think that maybe we should say it in case people are not reading the chat when they view this.
Okay.
As far as the Stambaugh District Pinewood Derby, it is at the Eastwood Mall
Okay.
on March 15th.
There we go. All right. So, March 15th at Eastwood Mall. That's a cool, I've been to that mall. It's a very cool place to go. For the other districts, don't worry. Yours aren't until May. We'll give you plenty of time and notice on when yours will be taking place. But Stambaugh is coming up on March 15th over at Eastwood Mall in Niles, I believe. That's where that's located. Oh, Sherry's verifying. Okay. All right, we'll keep going here. All right. So, one thing we wanted to talk about was something that we talked about last month, but I forgot to share with you all the details, and especially the slide with all the information. So we want to share that information with you now. So there is a very cool contest that is going on right now in Scout Life magazine that is open to all Cub Scouts nationwide. Zachary Tinkle, who is a former Cub Scout who races in NASCAR's ARCA series, is having a contest to decorate his car for the ARCA race at Rockingham Speedway on April 19th. To enter, you're going to take a photo of your Pinewood Derby car, and you could win a prize pack from Zachary, which includes your design on his race car for the April 19th race, your name on the passenger name rail, 4 pit passes to Rockingham, and all of your travel expenses paid to get to Rockingham, North Carolina. Now, the deadline to enter is February 28th, so it's only coming up in 3 weeks. And the details are at the address that you see on screen at scoutlife.org, as well as on our website as well. So what a cool contest to be able to have your Pinewood Derby car design showing up on a real race car. That's really cool. All right, Sherry, you've got some clarification on some things or more questions?
I do. I would like to confirm that Baloo training is free. There is no charge.
All right.
We will
There we
make
go.
sure that we update that on any website or anywhere that may be incorrect.
We will do that, yes. Thank you. Thank you for that clarification. So the Baloo training, forget what I just said about $35. It's free. It's included in the adventure fee. All right. Are we good on the chat? Any other questions before we move on? All right. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank our guest speakers on their very last minute availability to come and chat with us tonight. And I want to thank everyone who helped behind the scenes. Our next Cub Roundtable will be right back here on YouTube Live 4 weeks from tonight on Thursday, March 6th. So to close out tonight, to help us celebrate our 115th birthday on Saturday, we have a video showing some of the fun that you can have in scouting. Memories and photographs tell a story. take a picture, and make it last. Videos like this and more are available to units to use at your recruiting events and on your social media. And be sure to check out the marketing blitz that is going to be happening this Saturday all across the nation to not only announce our 115th birthday, but also the name change to Scouting America. If you watch Good Morning America this coming Saturday morning, there will be people on talking about the name change, and there are going to be celebrations all over the country, including buildings and bridges that will be lit up in red, white, and blue to celebrate Scouting's anniversary, including the Terminal Tower in downtown Cleveland, who on Saturday night is going to be lit up in red, white, and blue for Scouting America. Thank you for all you do for Scouting. We'll see you on the trail. Good night, everyone.
Take a picture, make it last. So when the moment passes by, we'll remember why. We laughed so hard, we nearly cried. They must have thought we lost our minds.
It's really just learning how to work together with people and pushing myself outside of my comfort zone, trying things I never really would or even think of doing.
I like being in Cub Scouts. They give you more opportunities to do things than you wouldn't get to if you were not in Boy Scouts.
It's a way for youth to really explore themselves and what they're passionate about.
The older you get, the more you do. And I just want to keep doing more.
Scouting's just a wonderful organization. And I can tell you right now that my life would be very different if I didn't know about it.